What's up everyone? It's been a while since I did my last video. Thanks all for your support and your subscribers. I'm still trying to hit 1,000, so please hit that subscribe button if you're still watching. Today I wanted to do a review on the Portkeys LH5 HDR monitor. Many people ask, what's the best monitor? What's the cheapest monitor? What monitor do you recommend under X amount of dollars? Alright, I think that this is the answer. I'll tell you why now. I'm going to go into the several reasons why I think this Portkeys brand, which I think is a little underrated and not mentioned enough in the forums or in Facebook groups, is worth your time. First things first, I'll go into a little bit of the Portkeys description and some of the details. This particular monitor is a touchscreen monitor. It is a full HD 1080 screen. It does have 1500 nit brightness, which is one of the keys and one of the main things why I would recommend it. I'll go into that in a second. This is a 5-inch monitor. They do have other versions at different levels of brightness. 1500 nit is actually quite bright. For example, competitor, the Atomos Shinobi, that's pretty new and everybody's raving about, is only 1000 nit, which is fine for many people actually. But in my case, I think the 1500 nit does really well, especially in bright, hot summer day. And you don't need any kind of sunshade or anything like that. So pretty useful there. In terms of build size and quality, the screen itself is 5 inches. And the monitor itself is pretty light at 7 ounces. It does feel a little bit plasticky and cheap due to, of course, the weight. And it is made of plastic. That said, I personally prefer lighter monitors as I don't really want to weigh my rig down, especially once you put one of these bad boys on. So I don't really think it's a big deal. Matter of fact, I'll tell you a story. It's going to be hard to tell, but on this very corner here, I was unscrewing it out of my camera the other day and I dropped it like directly onto the ground. Portkeys, if you're watching, ignore that. And so once I picked it up, I was pretty much convinced it wasn't going to work. But as you can see already, the monitor is still working and there's been no issues since. So kind of a testament to the Portkeys build quality, at least so far. Probably more than what some people have done with their monitor. So there is that. It comes with, or in my case I ordered it with an NPF plate, so you can put one of these NPF 960, 970 batteries. I've gotten run times of about 2.5 hours on one of these larger batteries. These batteries are cheap and plentiful, and you can find them just about anywhere, and they last for quite a while on this monitor, so I would say that's a definite plus. Likewise, you can also swap out the battery plate, and they have a few different options, including Canon LPE6. So for those Blackmagic Pocket 4K users out there, you can have a bunch of Canon batteries and use them in a monitor. What else does this monitor offer? It does have HDMI in and out, which means you could also output to another monitor, maybe like a monitor on set, a director's monitor. It does have a 1/4 by 20 thread on the bottom, which you can screw into a magic arm or a ball head. It also does have a headphone jack, so you can monitor your audio. In the case of a 65 or 6300, which does not have an audio jack, this could come in very handy. It does have a very interesting 12-volt DC out, which means you can also power certain cameras directly from this 12-volt to a dummy battery in many cameras, which is another plus on this Portkeys monitor. In the menus, there is custom guides you can include for 4:3 or 16:9. There's grids, there's crosshairs. There are some customizable buttons, so you can actually assign different functions to each one of these F1, F2, 3, and 4 buttons. Some of the things you can program to these buttons are things like peaking, false color, histogram, and pixel-to-pixel zooming. Another cool feature about this monitor, especially at this price point, is the inclusion of LUTs. It does come with a USB drive, and that plugs into the bottom where you can load different LUTs that you can use on this with whatever camera that you're shooting on. Especially useful if you shoot any kind of log, whether it be Vlog on GH4 or 5 or S-Log 2 or 3 on the Sony cameras. Some of the features that are available on this monitor, which are normally reserved for higher price points, are things like false color and LUTs, of course. These are things that are normally reserved for higher end monitors. Generally, it used to be just on the Atomos line, but now monitors like the Feel World are starting to come out with some of these features, as well as, of course, the Portkeys. However, I chose the Portkeys because it does do HDR, having at least 1000 nit. So those are things that were important to me, especially being able to see in bright daylight. So another interesting feature about the Portkeys monitor, I haven't looked too deeply into it myself, as it does involve the long arm control unit, as they call it. But basically there is a unit that you can plug into the side of this monitor and a few of the other Portkeys monitor, and it will control the functions of the cameras through the monitors themselves. There are certain cameras, some Blackmagic, Sony's, some of the Panasonics, I believe Canon, and they have one specific for each camera where you can actually select and control aperture, focus, and things like that directly on the touchscreen monitor. So it's pretty cool. I'm going to include a video of that here. So all in all, I believe that this is probably the best bang for the buck monitor out there. This is a great purchase for anybody looking for a budget monitor. Disclaimer, I have not been paid at all by Portkeys or given a free monitor or any of those good things. I bought this with my own hard-earned money. I just think that the monitor itself is so good that I needed to make a review about it and let other people know that this is available for this price and how good it is. And now, of course, that I've dropped it at least once, I can attest to the durability. I would definitely highly recommend it. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed this review. If you have any questions on the monitor or powering the monitor, please leave your comments down below and I'll be sure to get back with you. Peace.